Welcome back to the Scream Files. Today we are covering the tragic and shocking case that sparked national attention in Zanesville, Ohio in 2011. Zanesville became the focus of international media coverage when more than 50 exotic animals were released from a private farm. The situation required immediate and aggressive action from law enforcement and raised serious concerns about exotic animal ownership laws in the United States. Terry Thompson was a longtime resident of Zanesville and a former Vietnam War veteran. Over the years, he accumulated a large collection of exotic animals at his 73-acre property. His collection included Bengal tigers, African lions, bears, wolves, leopards, and monkeys, many of which were classified as dangerous wild animals under later legislation. Thompson had a history of financial problems and legal issues. In 2005, he was cited for animal cruelty, and in 2010, he served a year in federal prison for possession of illegal firearms. After his release, his mental health reportedly declined. At the time of the incident, he was under significant financial stress, and his wife had recently left him. Neighbors had expressed concerns for years. Some reported hearing frequent animal noises or seeing animals loose near the property. Despite this, Ohio laws at the time allowed private individuals to own and house exotic animals with minimal regulation. On the afternoon of October 18, 2011, the county sheriff's office began receiving calls from residents reporting sightings of large exotic animals near the road and in surrounding fields. Responding deputies arrived at Thompson's property and discovered that the cages housing the animals had been cut open. Thompson was found deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It was determined that before his death, he had intentionally released most of the animals. With nightfall approaching and the threat to public safety increasing, law enforcement made the decision to shoot the animals rather than attempt tranquilization. Authorities cited the ineffectiveness of tranquilizers during high-stress situations and the immediate danger posed to nearby residents. By the end of the night, 48 animals had been shot and killed. The breakdown included 18 Bengal tigers, 17 lions, 6 black bears, 3 mountain lions, 2 wolves, and a baboon. Some animals were killed near public roadways, while others were located in nearby wooded areas. The decision to euthanize the animals sparked immediate controversy, though it was defended by County Sheriff Matt Lutz and wildlife experts including Jack Hanna, who later stated that the situation left no room for alternative options. The incident received widespread national and international coverage. Public reactions were mixed, with some expressing outrage over the deaths of the animals and others raising concerns about the safety of local residents. Animal rights organizations, including the Humane Society of the United States and PETA, criticized Ohio's lack of regulation regarding exotic animal ownership. Many question how an individual with Thompson's history had been allowed to possess such a large and dangerous collection of wild animals. Law enforcement and wildlife officials emphasized that their actions prevented potential fatalities, noting that the animals were uncontained and within close range of homes, schools, and highways. In response to the Zanesville incident, Ohio governor issued an executive order aimed at tightening controls over the ownership of exotic animals. In June 2012, Ohio passed Senate Bill 310, known as the Dangerous Wild Animal Act. The legislation banned private ownership of many species deemed dangerous, including big cats, bears, and certain primates. Existing owners were required to register their animals, comply with enclosure standards, and could no longer acquire new animals unless they were accredited institutions, such as zoos or sanctuaries. The law also established stricter penalties for violations and provided guidelines for emergency response in the event of future escapes. 6 animals survived the incident and were taken to the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium for care. These included 3 leopards, 2 monkeys, and 1 bear. The animals were housed under improved conditions and monitored by veterinary staff. One of the leopards was later euthanized after a fatal accident at the zoo, in which the animal was injured during transfer between enclosures. The incident served as a wake-up call for exotic animal policy across the United States. Other states began reviewing their own laws, and several made moves to tighten regulations on exotic pet ownership. More than a decade later, the Zanesville exotic animal escape remains one of the most extreme examples of private exotic animal ownership gone wrong in the U.S. It highlighted gaps in legislation and enforcement and led directly to significant policy changes in Ohio. While many questions remain about Thompson's motivations, the broader impact of the incident has been clear. More rigorous laws, increased public awareness, and an ongoing debate about the ethical and safety issues involved in keeping exotic animals in private hands. For more factual true crime and incident reports, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with the stories you'd like to see next.